Hey guys, Jimmy here, and welcome to the 2016 Evil Republic Office Tour. Alright guys, so knowing where to start with this office tour is actually kind of hard. So out of all the office tours I've ever done, I've done one desk. This year, we're going to be doing an entire room. The last gaming setup that I uploaded on Jumanji Games, or Jumanji, whatever I have the channel name now, it's kind of like how this room is. It's the same room. I think it's 2 years later almost. Not 2 years later. A year and 7 months later. So the differences are, there are far more many setups in here. We're running more channels. We're running different type of content, and we're playing different games. Alright, so I'm going to switch to where you can't see me, and we'll go around the room, and we'll do my desk last like I always do. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, so we're going to start with this desk first. This is our, I guess our Evil Republic PC. This one's dedicated to just Evil Republic, and pretty much this is just the one that I run the Twitter, Instagram, and website off of, and like some basic stuff for photography and that kind of stuff, because the SD card reader on this machine's actually pretty quick. So this is a Dell Inspiron 530, which is actually pretty old. It's got a Intel Core 2 Duo E4600, 4 gigs of DDR2 RAM, and a NVIDIA GT 8600 1 gig edition graphics card. Pretty much what that can run gaming-wise is run League of Legends on like medium settings at 100 FPS. But other than that, we don't really use it much for Minecraft. We use it for Minecraft and League of Legends. But beyond that, it starts to slow down pretty fast when you get into there. Continuing around the room, we've got a router here. Ethernet comes in through there, goes around the door, and into the router here, and that runs Ethernet there to this desk here, and then it runs Ethernet back up and around to my laptop station. This is my laptop and like a Lenovo monitor and some peripherals here. I run a lot of photography stuff off of this laptop again. Other than that, when people are over that don't have their PCs, they play League of Legends on one of the systems that isn't in use all the time. This also has Ethernet. Boom, there. And then move around here. This is kind of like our food / beverage station. So we've got a Keurig and some K-Cups. And then this is just like a box full of food. We got some Oreos and like candy and stuff in there. This is our can box. So all the pop and stuff we drink, all the cans end up in this box. And then we move over to Ethan's setup here. So Ethan's setup, he's got that old Asus case that I had before. He's running an Intel i7 860, 8 gigs of RAM, and an AMD HD 5770, which is all actually pretty old stuff, but for what he does and what he plays, it's all pretty good. You know, League of Legends on the highest settings at 200 FPS still, so that's all fine and good. Full 7.1 surround sound here, and he uses my old 2011 Black Widow Ultimate and Death Adder, and that's what he uses. Here is kind of our PC graveyard. So Ethan's laptop sits here, which is not too good. It's AMD A6 and 6 gigs of RAM. That's pretty much it there. And then this is the old Dell case that I have in there. I put it in there because this machine gets pretty hot, and this case here had more fan slots, so that's why. And then we've got a Pentium 4 machine here, which I don't use for anything. Moving on to one of the biggest changes in the office. Ooh, rest in peace, exposure. Okay, so this is our like entertainment center now. We've got a 42-inch LG 1080p TV, and then our Nintendo 64, Wii, NES, a limited edition Darth Vader Battlefront PS4, Wii U gamepad, the original Xbox, and a receiver. The receiver goes to 2 speakers, One is here behind Daryl's desk, and one is over here on the back corner of Ethan's desk, and that's just what we use to like listen to music when we're all sitting here. So seating for this, here we have like a pretty big chair, and then this chair's been around since we lived in Rochester. And yeah, so those are what we use when we play games on this. And then over here, this is Daryl's desk. This old CRT monitor doesn't really get used, it just kind of sits here. And then when Daryl comes over, he sets his PC right here, and then hooks up into these monitors and brings his mouse and keyboard and headphones and stuff. We've got Ethernet run to this desk as well, and that way Daryl has Ethernet and everything when he brings his PC over. Here's our mini fridge. Keep the mini fridge pretty well stocked with like Mountain Dew and stuff. Right now we've got 1.5 liter Mountain Dew and a whole bunch of Baja Blast. But on top here, we've got a whole bunch of limited edition cups. I've got some Fallout cups, and some cups that came out the release of Force Awakens and stuff. And got our file cabinet, which is for files, in case you didn't know what file cabinets were for. Some Star Wars banks, some Yu-Gi-Oh card boxes, and like a Link amiibo. My guitar, some laptop boxes, yearbooks, and game guides. And then this is my desk here. So this is what my PC is in now. I don't think you guys have seen this. This is a 2004 Antec server case that I repainted and made my own, I guess. It's running the A10 6700 still, the NVIDIA GTX 760, a 1 terabyte hard drive, two 240 gig PNY SSDs, Corsair CX500M, and 8 gigs of RAM. That's pretty much all I need for producing the content that we make for the channel. Here, got some lamps with blue LED bulbs in it, and then this desk has actually got a big blue LED strip run all around it, and that's all wirelessly hooked up to this thing here, which turns all of that on, which is cool at night. And then Daryl's desk has got a green light behind it, and Ethan's got a red light behind it. So that's pretty cool. Here, got a 10-inch sub that goes in my car. I drive a 2010 Mazda 5 Sport. Here is our treasure chest full of NES games. So that's just like a whole bunch of NES games and like 1980s versions and Nintendo Power and stuff. Here's our camera and extra peripherals like, I don't know, wicker basket. So camera stuff in there, Guitar Hero guitar, a whole bunch of extra keyboards. And then my laptop bag is behind that. I forgot to mention over here, this is our, I guess, game closet thingy. All of the Wii and Xbox and DVDs and stuff are in there. And then we have another box over here that we keep all of our PS3, PS4, and PC titles in. So that's that. And then we've got a box fan. This room only has one air conditioner register, which is way back behind there, which is a mess of cables. But so we put this fan there because the air kind of blows out that way, and then that keeps this room a little bit cooler. It gets pretty hot in here when we get all the PCs going. But finally, moving on to the rest of my desk, we've got the Creative 2.1 inch or 2.1 surround sound system or whatever. I still use the Sony MDR XD200s and the Astro A40s. I run 3 monitors, one 25-inch and two 21.5-inch, hands-free, and then AOCs on either side. I run the Deathstalker Chroma and Death Adder Chroma and SteelSeries QCK. Keep a micro USB cable here to charge the HTC One M8, which is what I've recorded this video with. And yeah, this desk is actually pretty cool. It's a really big desk. I got it for free from a car dealership when they were getting rid of it, so that's pretty sweet. And then Ethernet here, which runs down into the PC, all that kind of stuff. But that is this year's gaming setup, or office tour. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like this video, like it, dislike it, dislike it. Leave a comment if you have any questions. All the gear that we use is on the Evil Republic website. Well, most of it is. I'm still trying to get most of that figured out. Without links, because a lot of the stuff is old and you can't buy it anymore. So, but you can always Google search it and find it. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.